Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So this is a really fascinating story. It's fascinating for a number of reasons. But the reason I'm really zooming in on this is because I'm strongly of the belief, right? I'm strongly of the belief that if there's something that's affecting the entirety of society, the phenomenon is observable from everywhere, right? But that same phenomenon will apply everywhere, and it's really so. We can see little things in our little fandoms that we absolutely adore. But listen, I mean, other than our personal love for them, it doesn't really matter. It's not life or death. But we see the same things happening there as we see in things that do matter and are quite literally like life and death, and it's just absolutely incredible to behold. So I looked at this article last night from Dan Morrell from used to be a Screen Junkies, and I was really kind of shocked about it. It was on my live stream. So I wanted to do a deep dive in this and compare it against this gentleman Dan Morrell, again, who I have quite a lot of respect for. I think he's a smart guy. Has totally detached from reality in a way that he can only really do in 2021, and we're gonna see how that's actually happened and compare it to the bigger picture. So that's the plan. Going in, it's always good to know what you're gonna get out going in before we get to it. Can you hit the like button? Freaking awesome! Thank you very much. As I always say, I do like to be liked, and yeah, it's true. I do like to be liked. Oh, I gotta get a haircut. Rosh Hashanah's coming. The Jewish New Year's coming on Monday night, so it's gonna be Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday. I'll be back online again. I might do a stream on Wednesday night. I don't know, but it's a big deal, right? It's loom, but I've got to get a haircut. So if you see me in a video, suddenly go vroom, much shorter. That's why it's the preparations for the upcoming Jews. We don't say Happy New Year. We say Happy Their Judgment. Right? Really? How much more of a bummer could you make it? Right? But there is good food though. Okay, I'll be talking about that as we get closer. There's a lot of good food going down. Fine. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. That's all good stuff. And also go check out my Indiegogo, which I'm hoping to be able to submit to the printers today. Absolutely today. I think I'm going to do a cut-off. When they give me a print date, we'll do a cut-off of it. But I got to go through a mountain of paperwork to work out what is ordered and make sure we print it. That's the next big. Make sure we print it, and then the next big hurdle is send it over. So yeah, normally I start on the actual picture of the Indiegogo, but yeah, this is nicer to look at, quite frankly. This is the Indiegogo. I'll be zooming. That's a bit zoomed in. This is a campaign. Thank God we're doing better now. But if you see this is what it is. What it is, two awesome comic books. We got Biblical for Bible Stories, Aces, Creases, Ratchets, Rose. This is now a stonking 240 odd pages. I think it expanded. We made it a bit bigger. And was it? Yeah, and so yeah, we did. So this is basically a very biblically accurate story, but not preaching in any way. It's just, I think it's an interesting story. I wrote and drew it, kind of like the early Vertigo books. Is the way I've been describing it. We got this book, The Imperium, a love letter to telefancy in the 1960s, art by Dominic Racho. I wrote this one. This was 100 pages, now it's 120 something pages, because we had just a bunch more stuff in. It's a great package. It's basically a love, as I said, love letter to telefancy in the 1960s, James Bond, Doctor Who, Emma Pill, The Black Slav from 2001, and a monkey in a spacesuit all working together in one fantabulous supergroup. You get a bunch of extras. This is the stuff I did yesterday. I got the files ready for the posters. Took a long bloody time! I thought this would be about a half-hour job. It ended up taking me 3 hours, right? Because I'm printing in different standards in the US and in the UK. That's why we have low shipping. I try and get the lowest shipping possible, and I got to refund all the early backers from Canada who I think paid too high shipping. So you get this poster. This is an 18 poster. It's like 18 by. I did the file yesterday. I really should remember. It's 18 by, I don't know, 18 by 24. It's big. It's big, baby. The quality fill the width. And then we got the For the Male Gaze postcards. I can't wait to see these when they come out. I'm so excited about all these ones. We're going to be doing more male gaze on my next Indiegogo campaign. But before that, I'm launching a Substack, and I think we'll just I might just like build up and do the male gaze on there as well, and then when we go to print it, they'll all be ready. They'll all be ready to go. I didn't show the Forces female, which is an awfully cool one. And you get more posters. If you buy both books, you get all this stuff thrown in, right? So go check it out. Link in the video notes. Man, I'm looking forward to plugging something else. That's basically what I'm looking forward to. Like, share, subscribe, comment, go check it out. Fine. Let's start over here. Let's start over here with Dan Morel. Now, Dan Morel, again, clearly an intelligent person, and his analysis of movies, generally speaking, is very good. But Dan, you're up your own arse a bit, and I don't want to tell you, reality isn't working the way you think it is. Quite obviously. Again, so we've seen this in our little area of fandom, but I saw it last night in the real world. Whatever you're watching this, I'm filming this in, what was it, September 1st, right? A couple of weeks ago, America had its arse handed to it by the Taliban, like this little ragtag group of terrorists absolutely handed America its arse. Because America is apparently run by morons. I mean, that's really what it seems to be. Like one of the worst, ends of a conflict for America ever, right? It's way worse than in Vietnam. I mean, this is really embarrassing. Because, this one, they didn't have to get their asses spanked on them. But here's the incredible thing. They've left behind an unknown number of Americans, like the whole leave no one behind thing, right? No, leave no one behind. That's gone, right? And it's in the low hundreds. They have no idea. But there's apparently 24 school kids as well. I mean, if you go out your house, if you try to get to the airport, you might get beaten, raped, and murdered by the Taliban or ISIS-K. What? And by the way, few questions. Why are there a couple of dozen school kids in Afghanistan? I mean, really? You never heard of Disneyland? Like Afghanistan? Whatever. Okay, there must be some kind of reason for that. But, I remember when I was young, we had the Iranian hostage crisis, which essentially ended Jimmy Carter's presidency. That was when I was really young. That was a hostage crisis of about, what was it, 52 people? So it's like between 5 and 10 times worse than that with children, right? However, so this is, and they're given $85 billion worth of equipment and military hardware to the Taliban. I mean, this is as bad as you could possibly make it. However, so here's the incredible bit, right? Where we see the same strata in society. They say they've done the best job ever. They said, we've done such okay, it's the worst day for America ever, right? Literally, at least since the fall of Vietnam, it's probably worse than that. Okay, I think it's probably worse. This is the worst, international affair for America ever. There's not one country that goes, yay, well done, America. I mean, other than Russia and China. But it's so absolute worst. And they're all saying we've done so well. It's fantastic. It's dude, we can see what's up. Okay, I played a video last night on my live stream. I'm not making this up. Of the Taliban using one of the helicopters that the American military has given them, tens of thousands of them, quite frankly, to hang someone. I mean, they're just having joyrides. It's just the sickest thing ever. And they're turning around going, where you should be grateful to us. We've done it good. So this association from reality that's affecting Dan well over here, I think, because Dan is clearly on one side of the cultural divide. We live in a cultural divide of I don't know what to say. I mean, sane people and crazy people. I mean, look. A lot of people who hated Trump, absolutely hated Trump, wanted to get him. They thought everything would be better, right? But the metrics are just terrible. The metrics are everything is a lot worse. And now there's a lot of egg all over their face, and so that's one of the reasons I think they're freaking out, which I think also explains this, right? And the people who are back to the anti-Trump stuff, they just feel stupid today, right? They really do, and that's why they're acting out. So anyway, he's got a whole other reason actor, but he's got a YouTube channel. It's got nearly 100,000 subscribers. So I really don't know what he's kvetching about. I think, I mean, probably got that number of subscribers because he was part of Screen Junkers. I used to like Screen Junkers too, but the problem was Screen Junkers became completely disassociated from reality, which is what we're about to say. We're going to see what he says. And then we're going to show you the reality, right? The reality next to it. So Damerel says, there's a network of grifters who thrive by... Okay, the network of grifters is the White House, obviously. I mean, it was a week and a half ago said, no way! We are not leaving any American pie. No! Well, only a few hundred. I mean, like, it was a week and a half ago. I can understand that people know what... I really can't understand it, but like 6 months ago, okay. A week and a half ago? Okay. So, yeah, and the grifters are Disney. The grifters are Viacom, Paramount. Grifters are the BBC, who make garbage. Who make utter garbage, and they grifted us that it's our fault that their stuff is garbage because we only think it's garbage because they are racist, right? Because we are racist, right? And they are, in fact, the racists. So part of the way of coping with that is they call anybody who has legitimate criticisms on anything that then the criticism is based on their platforming of ideology over and weak storytelling. They have to call them all wicked wasters, which Dan Murrell, in his utter stupidity, completely believes. Okay, he just completely believes the narrative. Let's compare it to reality, shall we? See where it's going. There's a bunch of people out there who thrive by sticking woke or SJW or whatever the new iteration will be. I go for liberal progressive mostly just because it's the least offensive. Yeah, listen, people are people. You know, like, you may be being an arsehole, you're still a human being, and there's no need to offend you, like, to block you off straight away, right? In front of saying each week or two, He-Man. Well, you know, I think it's a hard argument to say that wasn't SJW, that wasn't woke, that wasn't liberal progressive. I liked it. I have to tell you, I liked it because I just thought the whole... it was an ensemble, and I kind of liked how it just carried on it continued the story of Eternia. I think it did it in a credible way. I think so anyway. However, the character Tila, it was like woke bingo. What do you want me to tell you? Head shaved on one side, lesbian lover, a black lesbian lover who's great at the science. I mean, like, how many who has no character whatsoever, right? Other than hi, I'm a black lesbian, yeah, and that's no character whatsoever. So yeah, and again, I liked it because I found that just one element in an artist. People who are real He-Man fans, which I'm not, were apoplectic. They're like, no. But I wasn't that upset because I'm not like a dyed-in-the-wool He-Man fan. Candyman, don't know anything about the new version of it whatsoever. Couldn't answer it. What If? What If is the most painfully woke nonsense I've ever seen. It's agonizingly woke, right? I saw the first episode is, what if things are all better by having a stunning and brave woman instead of evil white men? Ew! Like, and they turned Steve Rogers into a cuck. Oh, God, I hated it. And it was just every liberal progressive trope that you can possibly imagine. And it was actually kind of like a lesbian fantasy. And when I say lesbian fantasy, not the fun kind, you know, they make quite a few movies about it, I believe. I'm not entirely aware. No, like a real life lesbians fantasy, where like suddenly Captain America is kind of a big butch woman. That seems to be what who is in love with a cuck, which is again that's what it's it's platforming. And I Star Wars, really? Have you seen The High Republic? Have you seen the sequel trilogy? The mess that was the sequel trilogy, right? Do you not remember Rey having no character whatsoever other than being the bestest at everything ever and needing no training, and she's just great at everything? Do you remember that? Because I do, right? I don't know how you're arguing that, they're just seeing, we're tilting windmills. No, it's real. And for you, again, what? Do you think Afghanistan has worked out well? What about the southern border? You live in LA. How's that southern border going? How's the economy? All that stuff? Am I just being woke? Is it just a little bit of wokeness saying that, or anti-woke? Am I grifting to feed an algorithm by actually stating what is going on, right? And my valid opinion. All right, you want to tell me Doctor Who isn't woke? Good God. Have you seen, okay, a number one sign that something is woke, it's much less popular than it was before it was woke, right? Doctor Who has lost 75% of its viewership. Kind of normal. MCU, I think we're the same about MCU. We're coming to you in a minute. It's a virtual outrage machine that algorithm friendly. What if we're telling the truth? What if Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, Marvel Comics, DC Comics are all SJW woke garbage? All these things, by the way, that have created in popularity, whilst about half the audience have left it. Half to about 70% of the audience have left it. And they keep saying the same thing. Netflix. Well, it's Netflix and Corona. No, it's that they are making garbage shit. Can you make shit that is garbage? Yeah, garbage shit. I mean, look, if you have shit, you should put it in the garbage or a bathroom. I guess. But listen, and the reason the quality is so low is because the function is the platforming of ideology. The function of Star Trek Discovery isn't to tell a story, it's to tell how women are the bestest ever. And black women even more so. I mean, again, Michael Burnham is an insane person. A character is truly insane. Was it one episode, and being in season 3 or 4, after she made an Iron Man costume that could save the world save the universe, she crashes on a planet, and who is it? Your boy Zach said the thing. Okay, the director says, okay, I want to see some incredible emotion. She said, what kind of thing? I don't know, do a few things. So she just goes, wow, yeah, woo, wow, yeah. And then they used all of them, and she's crying and hitting it. Yes, the story doesn't matter, characters don't matter, and that's the other thing. A big sign that you're in something that's woke is the any character that is on the protected stack, the progressive stack, a trans person, a black person, has to fit very, very rigidly into the, I would say, very racist rules that Hollywood lives by. They can't have anything negative about them, which makes them dull as ditch water, right? Makes it very, very boring entertainment. You know, it's like, to want to make a character have a bit of flavor, have them be a bit naughty, have them have a three-dimensional act. But again, you don't get that with Ray. You don't get that with Michael Burnham. You don't get that with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who. You don't get that with most of these things. You know, and I'm sorry that they're doing it a lot. Why does that make it invalid? I mean, again, I think the current White House is screwing up a lot over a lot of things, all simultaneously. I think that's happening. So I'm not allowed, when I say it, I'm just like grifting. You grifter. But we're going to get into what was really yanking his chain in a minute. These videos are then parroted and become the discourse around whatever topic of the week is. No. Again, you're coming from the point of view that this is all disingenuous lies that nobody actually believes. Oh, heaven to Betsy, woke is just a word. We don't mean it at all. We're just saying it. No. These are things we passionately care about that have been destroyed, not being destroyed, that have been destroyed. So people like you can feel good about yourself. You can pretend you're a good person without actually having to do anything virtuous whatsoever, right? That's entirely what's going on, isn't it? The people who make these videos only have 3 or 4 things to say. Dan, come on, mate. Come on, I don't know where you are basing this on. Citation, please, which is what the sycophants that sniff around you normally. Citation! What? Because you say it's real. But they say them to a rapt audience daily. Why do we say them to a rapt audience? And that's why you're pissed off. because you don't have a wrapped audience. You have 100,000 people who subscribe to you because you had a high-profile job, right? A high-profile job in fan media, and you turn that into, obviously, a successful YouTube channel, but you're still bitching and moaning. I really have no idea what you're bitching and moaning about. But yeah, I don't like it that these people get views. I've only got 3,000 subscribers, mate. Then you're like, about Nerderotic. I bet you hate Nerderotic. But you hate Geeks and Gamers. You want to tell me that Gary and Nerderotic is grifting? Dude, here's why you fail. Here's why you fail and we succeed. It's because we're telling the truth and we passionately care about it. So we have a lot more than three or four things to say. Well, it seems to be people on your side of the aisle seem to be saying, NPCs that says the same thing over again. Woke? There's no such thing as woke. Cancel culture? Oh, that doesn't exist. No. Oh, yeah. It's the most successful withdrawal ever. Yeah, exactly. We have eyes and ears, you idiot fuck. Oh, my God. It's not complicated. There's a wrapped audience daily, and then who then spread the message to every corner of the internet. Or it could be that it's just shit, right? Wonder Woman 84 could have just been shit, couldn't it? Ever think of that? No, that's crazy. Meanwhile, okay, here he gets into, we find out, it seems like other voices get drowned out. Nuance isn't algorithm friendly. That's not why you're being drowned out. It's maybe because you're boring. Maybe it's because you're detached from reality, right? If you're saying there is no woke culture, there is no liberal progressive takeover of media, right? If you're saying that with a straight face, you're either insane or lying. One of the two. I think a bit on the insane side. This is my guess. The folks whose living depends on peddling this outrage, and my channel's not demonetized, right? The algorithms that are from Silicon Valley that own you, right? That own Hollywood now. They don't like me, and they like you a lot, and still you're failing. Oh my God. These folks who live in demand on outrage pick carcass clean. Sometimes Brie Larson says something at an event in 2018, and you can twist and build a channel around it. Or she could just say she's an idiot who shouldn't have said that. Basically, she's say, I don't care what white men say. And it's like, but I'm not being anti-white man. But I am. It's like, I am sorry. Really? Again, it's your side of the aisle that has no forgiveness and will go and try and find anything whatsoever to eviscerate somebody who doesn't agree with them politically. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. Some of it is genuine outrage. This could be. A lot of it consists of bad faith distortions. Okay. Citation, please. I've watched Doctor Who all my freaking life. I've loved Doctor Who all my freaking life. And you're telling me that I am making a bad faith distortion when I point out the central character is the antithesis of the central character? The Doctor should be a massive authority and completely anti-authoritarian. This Doctor, Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, is a bumbling doofus who doesn't know what to do, who's a massive conformist. She's a blue check mark on Twitter. And quite frankly, having a blue check mark on Twitter makes you one of the bad guys. That's where we are in the world. They cast themselves, a lot of because of the performative ritual to keep the world spinning. They cast themselves as everyman. Well, one second. You're going to say that you are an elevated critic and we should listen to you. So you're saying you're not you're saying you're the, so yeah, if you're that, I'm not that, right? I think I'm more of an everyman. I'm sorry. Certainly what I'm saying, is has resonance to an everyman, right? What you're saying doesn't, because you're completely detached from reality. And again, your complete detachment from reality has brought nothing but disaster, right? We went from the greatest economy of all time, right? The greatest economy in our lifetime, right? Where everything was doing fan-freaking-tastic. And we went to the absolute worst economy. I think, gas prices are up up to over $5 now, I think. Was it a gallon? Inflation is out of control, and it's not. They said, it's just the market, the whatever it was, the market. No, they're lying. Just like they were lying when said 100%, every American citizen, we're going to get out. We're not going to leave anybody. They're lying. Yeah, Dan, you're also one of the people who poo-pooed the idea that Disney may have not been overly honest with the Captain Marvel release. I don't think Captain Marvel was that successful. You know why I don't think Captain Marvel was that successful? Well, ever since they brought her into the MCU, seems to be the exact moment when it started to fall apart, which is where we are now. No one gave a damn about WandaVision. No one gives a damn about Falcon and Winter Soldier. In fact, the rumor was, I'm not sure that if this was ever leaked or not, that the audience fallout was exactly after the Black Lives Matter scene in Falcon and Winter Soldier, when they go up to Bucky and ask about Falcon, and says, "This man bothering you, a police guy?" Yeah, it went away. And Loki was shit. Loki, you know what really was amazing about Loki? You had incredible talent of Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson, and you put them on screen with a bunch of mediocre actors. You know why you put them on screen with a bunch of mediocre TV actors or people who should really be appearing in ads? Because it's really important for you to say that men and women are interchangeable and black people are people too. So men and women are not interchangeable, right? Men and women are unique and different. Black people are people too. Nobody argues about that, other than you sick Hollywood arseholes that nobody really likes anymore, right? Here's the thing. Have you noticed the Oscars doesn't get any traction anymore? Because we don't care what you in Hollywood have to say anymore. And that's one reason why you are bitching and bitching. So again, is this a bad faith distortion? Are the viewing figures of the Oscars a bad faith distortion? No, I think that's a objective metric, don't you think? I think so too. Fighting a straw man war against enemies that don't exist. Again. I watched Doctor Who all my life. I've seen the ratings implode. I've seen them change the very nature of the show because it's very important that Doctor Who has a vagina. Doctor Who needs a vagina to be able to fight Daleks, but don't worry, we're not going to put any Daleks in because we don't want to bore people with the old stuff, right? I'm sorry that you come from a deeply racist society that only looks at people's identity, and that's the only thing they really care about right now in Hollywood. Somebody's identity. Again, story is gone. Story structure's certainly gone. Fighting. So again, straw man. No, again, you just trying to discredit criticism because it's valid. You see, it's very, very valid, and they usually haven't seen. Really, I've never seen Doctor Who. I've never seen Star Trek Discovery. But YouTube is a big place. There are a lot of people out there. Please come and play. Look at my channel. Please. And I'm not a deplorable person. I'm on the white side of history. Oh, please. And I said white side. Yeah, that was a Freudian slip, right? But I think that's how he thinks. Because I think these are all deeply racist people. There are people out there who generally care about art, film, TV, and he does. I have to tell you, Mo is a intelligent man who is a good critic, right? Literally a good critic. Seek them out. Please come and subscribe to me. Let the grifters grift. You're the fucking grifter, you moron. You're the grifter. If you are the face of Hollywood, you are grifting, and you are grifting us, and you've been grifting us for years. Now, the trouble is, the reason why we see the Emperor's Got No Clothes now, because you decided to stop entertaining us. That's the entire. You decided to say, yeah, entertainment. No, we're just going to tell them what to think. Now the most basic thing to control a population: bread and circuses, right? Entertain them and keep them fed. Food shortages and a non-stop diet of woke garbage, right? And I'm sorry, but I can substantiate that by going over the Hollywood output that I would normally watch, that I'm watching under sufferance, just so I can review it. And I hate watching. I mean, I gave up watching Star Trek Lower Decks. My God, and how much can I fry my brain on that nonsense? They found the audience. They will remain successful, and I don't like it. I don't like it. They're successful. but there's room for everyone. Please come and sub to me, please, please, please. And even if it doesn't seem like even if it doesn't seem like it. Oh, so anyway, this is his utter disconnection from reality. Shang-Chi expected to have the worst opening weekend ever for in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, it's going to flop, and it's not because of Corona. I know. You say it's because of the unvaxxed people, and I want to be clear. I'm actually vaccinated. I have 3 jabs. I had no problem being vaccinated. Fine, whatever. But it's no. You just making a new group you can demonize. It's not unvaxxed people that are stopping anybody going to the cinema. In fact, in New York, unvaxxed people can't really do much of anything. Weirdly enough, 70% of the black community in New York is unvaccinated. So the woke liberal, left-wing mayor, and administration in New York have effectively genuinely brought back segregation, stopping black people going to bars and gyms. Don't touch that water fountain, you unvaxxed person. That's kind of what it is, and I think these people are just obsessed with identity, right? So anyway, Shang-Chi is expected to have a terrible opening weekend, partially based on Black Widow's lackluster performance. Even though they said it's the best it's ever, nobody gives a shit about Shang-Chi, right? Shang-Chi the comic was awesome. It was like in the height of the 70s, the Kung Fu Bruce Lee thing. It was basically Bruce Lee in the Marvel universe. And it was done merely to pander to the Asian market, the Chinese market. That didn't work out so well either. So let's have a look at this next story. Is it this one over here? Hollywood is losing ground in China as audiences grow tired of incessant pandering. Yeah, look, it turns out, while you incessantly pander to insane ideologues, the Chinese are like, no, not so much. In fact, did they just ban women from the military at the same time that the U.S. military was had the most woke recruitment video ever? And again, fulfilling every woke trope you can imagine. It was like a Disney-esque cartoon made in Flash. It looked cheap crap, of a stunning and brave young girl raised by her stunning and brave lesbian mothers who grew up, who were taught to say, you can be the best and do whatever you want. And then so she decides to join the military. And this is a relentless liberal progressive trope that they never show growth and struggle, right? So she joins the military and she goes to climb up the first wall she got to climb over. She climbs over it and boom, suddenly she's she's like a general. And you have men nodding their heads and saying, oh yes, we got to listen to you. At the same time, China was banning women from the military. Why? Women weak. That's what they say. We want to have an effective military. Yeah. Maybe if this wokeness that you say doesn't exist hasn't permeated every sector of society, maybe you wouldn't have egg all over your face for waving a flag and saying Biden will be the bestest ever, right? Maybe that would have happened. But what's happened? Reality has come and slapped you in the face, and you're not really quite so happy with it. So yeah. Just in closing, just give you an idea of how over it is for the MCU. So anyway, they got Shang-Chi. Forget it. It's not going to do anything. I will watch it for free on but I might even not get through it. But I would watch it. I would start watching it if it's free on Disney Plus. Otherwise, forget it. And then there's the Eternals. God. And I know you thought it was going to work out great, especially wasn't the guy from Silicon Valley who is woke beyond woke beyond woke. Now, what does that mean, woke beyond woke beyond woke? It means that when Elliot Page, who used to not be Elliot Page changed their name, and maybe one of the other two things about them, he had this awful tweet saying, oh, Elliot is so stunning and brave. He thought he was going to be a superhero. Here's the thing. Same thing with Doctor Who. They thought everyone's going to love it. It's going to be great, but it's not, because this is shit. It is absolute mind-numbing garbage that nobody really cares about. So let's look at the mid and post-credit scenes on Shang-Chi. because we're not going to watch it. You know, like, I'm not paying for this guy. Okay, according to an alleged leak, the mid-credit scene will feature Benedict Wong, Aquafina's Katie. Who's that? I have no idea who Aquafina's Katie is. Okay. Simi Lau's Shang-Chi. Okay, it's Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner. And Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. It's working out well for you, isn't it, darling? It's working out well, isn't it? The leak states the first post-credit scene we'll see is Wong with Shang-Chi and Katie in the Sanctum. They're talking with Bruce Banner, human form, not Professor Hulk, and Captain Marvel, who has long hair now. Who gives a shit? And they talk about the 10 Rings of Power just showing up, and how there are other things in the universe they must not know about. Okay, and listen, do you not remember Loki? You probably don't remember Loki. It's so unbelievably boring. The big MacGuffin were the Infinity Stones, and now they just depower them. So whatever MacGuffin they come up with, who gives a shit? Because it doesn't matter, right? Whatever MacGuffin is, who gives a shit? Because it doesn't matter. And that's where we are with the MCU. And I used to love the MCU. It could do Bruce and Carol are there using some kind of hologram tech. Natasha uses to talk with them in Endgame. Okay. They also mentioned that there's something in the 10 Rings acting as a beacon sending a signal. When Katie and Shang ask where's it sending to, Cap Marvel gets a message, and she and Bruce leave. Bruce is still wearing a sling. Wong is basically says, "Welcome to the team," and it ends with the three of them go to karaoke and singing Hotel California. Really? Well, what a shock! This is gonna crash and burn. The fact that Ruffalo is no longer Professor Hulk film might surprise some Marvel Cinematic Universe fans, as the film was last seen. Okay, whatever. However, Geekosity's Edwin Francisco claimed that in June Marvel was just ditching Professor Hulk. Mark Ruffalo will be in Marvel Studios for a while, but the same can't be said for Okay, again, nobody really cares. They're going to drop Professor Hulk next iterations. In other words, Mark Ruffalo will work to revert to another incarnation of Hulk. He will lose his genius persona. Okay, I don't care. As for why Professor Hulk was seen, Francisco said, "We're not sure what will trigger this, but it means there's an event that forces him to use a lot of strength beyond what Professor Hulk can do." And this, no one cares about the moving forward to the MCU because they've stopped watching it, Dan. You know, it's not hard to work out. Again, just look at reality and then look inside your head and see if they meet. They don't. Okay, they don't. So there's an after credit scene. The sister is in her room. Peter Shang-Chi's sister, and teases a second Shang-Chi film. The alleged begins after credits. The sister is in her old room. Somebody says they're here. She walks out and she's taken over. She's taken over her dad's place, and the 10 Rings banner is now reddish. Her gang is around her while she sits on a throne. It concludes, zooms out, and people are training in a new base, and some graffiti saying the 10 Rings will return. Again, but here's the thing. Nobody really cares. Okay, this is not going to do any business. One of the greatest cinematic juggernauts of all time that actually held up the cinema industry, right? This kept theaters afloat for about the last 10 years. Flop after flop after flop. I mean, we got Black Widow flopped. That's why ScarJo is suing Disney, because she didn't get enough money because it flopped. Shang-Chi gonna flop. Eternal's gonna flop. Your only real hope is Spider-Man, and I don't know. You're gonna screw that up? I mean, like you screwed up everything else? Could be, because I think you're gonna just carry on with this insanity to the end. So Dan, I got to ask you, mate, why is it you believe that we're all just making this up? Again, objective reality seems to be disagreeing with you. Hey, look, if you ever see this, you want to come on my channel, love to have it. As I said, I think you're a smart guy. I do. I think you're a smart guy. I just think smart people can do stupid things every now and again, and this is one of them. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.
Yeah.